Yo, if you've been rocking with me for a minute now, you already know the drill. Your boy is all about that shonen heat. We're talking Naruto, Bleach, JJK, Demon Slayer, that high-octane, power-up, screaming, friendship-saving-the-world type beat. But when it comes to Isekai, I've never really been that into it. Now don't get me wrong, I've dipped my toes in the Isekai pool. I watched that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Decent vibes, not gonna lie. And Misfit of Demon King Academy, which I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, I dropped after season 2. It just didn't hit the same anymore. Fell off for me, you know. And honestly, Isekai kinda started feeling like the same song on loop. Guy gets hit by truck, dies, wakes up in a new world, becomes an overpowered god tier MC. Like, bro, how many times are we gonna run that play? But then I kept hearing whispers, seeing tweets, watching TikToks, everyone and their anime loving dog talking about this one Isekai like it's the holy grail. ReZero. At first I brushed it off. Another overhyped isekai? Nah, I'm good. But the buzz wouldn't die down. People calling it the best isekai ever made. The latest season's ratings through the roof. So I said, alright, let me peep it. But if the first 2 episodes don't wow me, I'm out, no hesitation. And then I watched and bruh, I was hooked. Not just interested, not just entertained, I'm talking deep in the trenches of binge watching, eyes glued to the screen, can't sleep till it's done type hooked. ReZero didn't just impress me, it reprogrammed my whole outlook on isekai. This anime right here, different. The execution, flawless. The animation, clean. The characters, deep and unpredictable. The plot, twisted in the best way. And the world building, man, it's like stepping into a beautifully crafted nightmare that you don't want to wake up from. Like, this is peak fiction, masterpiece. No cap, no exaggeration. I went in expecting a mid-tier isekai and walked out a believer. Alright fam, let's talk about ReZero, a series that doesn't just slap its protagonist around emotionally and physically, it obliterates him. And somehow we love every second of that pain. Now don't get it twisted, ReZero's first season ain't just another, oh no, I tripped and landed in a fantasy world type isekai. Nah, this one is a psychological war zone disguised as an anime. We're talking trauma, heartbreak, death loops, and the raw gritty price of trying to be a hero when the world's got its boot on your neck. So let's dive in, break it down arc by arc and figure out why this series hits so damn hard and why it might just be one of the best modern isekai out there. We start with Subaru Natsuki, your classic shut-in neat. Dude's out buying instant noodles 1 second and boom, he's in another world the next. No glowing magic circle, no goddess giving him a pep talk, just vibes and confusion. And of course, like any of us would, Subaru instantly thinks, I'm the main character, baby. But fate slaps him across the face real quick. He's got 0 skills, 0 weapons, and 0 cheat codes, except one, return by death, a power that lets him come back to life every time he dies. Cool, right? Nah, it's straight up trauma fuel. Early on, he meets this silver-haired half-elf beauty named Amelia, who is way too good for this world, and her tiny sassy spirit companion, Puck. She saves his life after he gets jumped, and Subaru, being a simp with a heart of gold, decides to help her get her stolen insignia back. That takes them to a sketchy little loot house, and what happens next? Death, brutal, bloody, back to 0 death, and this is where ReZero shows its teeth. In most isekai, death is a checkpoint. Here, it's a nightmare. Subaru remembers everything, every scream, every betrayal, every failure, and he's forced to relive it again and again and again. By the 3rd death, you realize this ain't no power fantasy, it's a curse. So, after barely surviving the chaos of the capital, our boy Subaru wakes up in the fanciest crib he's seen yet, Roswell's mansion, and let me tell you, things seem chill at first, but oh no, this ain't no vacation. He meets Rem and Ram, twin maids with matching faces but completely different vibes. Ram's all sass and side eyes, while Rem's sweet, until she thinks you're sus and literally kills you in your sleep. Yeah, welcome to ReZero. Then there's Beatrice, the ultimate tsundere librarian. She acts like she can't stand Subaru, but deep down, she low-key got a soft spot, kinda, maybe. Okay, it's complicated. And let's not forget the ever-dramatic Roswell, Amelia's rich clown-coated sponsor who talks like he's in a Shakespeare play 24/7, but here's where it really hits the fan. Subaru starts dying again and again and again. Each time he resets, it's back to square one, like Groundhog Day, but way more bloody. These deaths aren't just random either. They're mysterious, brutal, and personal. Man's out here getting slaughtered in his sleep and doesn't even know why. Turns out it's Rem. Yeah, Rem. Sweet blue-haired Rem thinks he's a spy and just straight up murders him. No hesitation, no questions, just pillow talk. Then stabby. Plot armor? Nah fam, not in this anime. But Subaru, he doesn't quit. Through pain, resets, and emotional breakdowns, he finally wins over both Rem and Ran. Not without some serious trauma though, our boy is mentally shattered, but still fighting. And this is where we get that moment, Rem's confession. The tear-jerking, heart-melting speech that made her best girl for half the anime fandom. She lays it all out, love, loyalty, the whole emotional buffet, but in true Subaru fashion, he still picks Amelia. Yup, Rem drops the most heartfelt confession in anime history, and this man hits her with the "thank you, but I love someone else." Bar O. It's painful, it's emotional, it's iconic, and it's only the beginning of Subaru's descent into madness. Alright, so let's cut to the chase. We're skipping the royal selection stuff and the usual grind, but there's one episode of ReZero that we cannot forget. Season 1, episode 15. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. This is the moment ReZero stopped playing nice and went straight for the jugular. You ever watch an anime episode and just sit there staring at your screen like you don't even know who you are anymore? Like you just went through an existential crisis in 20 minutes. That's episode 15 in a nutshell. It's not just another shocking twist or crazy fight scene. No, this episode redefines what it means to be a psychological thriller in anime. The tension, it's like a horror movie. Every second feels like you can't breathe. Beetlejuice's introduction, nightmare fuel hands down. The dude's a literal psychopath, and when he enters, you're already terrified just watching. But it's more than that. It's the whole atmosphere of the episode that makes you feel trapped, suffocated. And then there's Subaru, the guy who's already been through hell and back, but this time he breaks. We're not talking about your average anime, oh no, I'm sad moment. This is Subaru's descent into madness. It's brutal, raw, one of the most devastating portrayals of trauma you'll ever see. By the end of the episode, you're not just wrecked, you're broken. But that's what makes ReZero different. It's not just about suffering for the sake of suffering. It's about how that suffering twists and warps you, how it changes who you are. And that's why this anime is in a league of its own. ReZero isn't just an isekai, it's an experience, man. After what feels like an eternity of despair, Subaru finally picks himself up, and thank goodness he does. He teams up with Crush, Wilhelm, and Anastasia to take down the terrifying White Whale. And when I say this battle is insane, I mean it. Epic teamwork, check. Heart-pounding moments, double check. And let's not forget Wilhelm's revenge arc. Man's been waiting forever for this. But of course, ReZero ain't about to give Subaru an easy win. The White Whale's defeated, but guess who shows up next? That's right, Beetlejuice Romani Conti, the crazed, unpredictable, and downright terrifying Archbishop of Sloth. This dude, one of the best villains in anime history. He's everything you love to hate. But here's the real turning point. Subaru starts growing. For once, he learns to rely on others instead of charging in with no plan and no backup. With the help of Rem, Julius, and the other knights, he actually stops Betelgeuse and saves Amelia. Finally. The season ends on this bittersweet note. Subaru finally gets to tell Amelia he loves her. Big moment, right? But poor Rem, she's left completely forgotten. Yeah, plot reasons, but damn, that sting hits deep. Season 1 of ReZero, man, it's a brutal, emotional, and unforgettable ride. Unlike most isekai, Subaru doesn't get the cheat code treatment. Nah, this anime breaks him over and over until he learns to be better. And trust me, this isn't just a time loop gimmick, it's a story about trauma, resilience, and what it really costs to be a hero. Subaru starts off as this cocky, overconfident NEET that you kinda wanna punch in the face, but by the end of season 1, he earns his growth. He's not strong because he has some game-breaking power or cheat skill. He's strong because he's been through hell and kept going. That's what makes him a true protagonist. And can we talk about the world building, the intense action, and of course the waifu debates? Top tier material right there. Season 1 leaves us hanging with so many questions. Who's behind the witch cult? What's up with Satella? And will Subaru ever stop making dumb decisions? Honestly, I'm still shook by it all. This season, 10 out of 10, no doubt. Oh, and by the way, I'm currently watching season 2. If you want me to dive into it, hit me up in the comments. Do you agree with my take, or do you think Subaru's just an overrated crybaby? Let me know, drop your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future anime deep dives. Catch you in the next one.